Okay, we have here that it's going to be a very public downfall for these people. Okay, spiritual cards is now in session. All right, let's see. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. So they're going to have a public downfall. You're going to see this. Grab your popcorn. All right, you're going to see some type of humbling. Whoa, happening. And look at the humbling. They're going to prison. And we have here something regarding a beach house. Okay, so someone could have purchased a beach house with the money that was left to you, or someone left you a beach house, some type of property, and this is going to be why they're going to prison. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we have murder for hire investigation. Yeah, definitely they're going to be going to prison. All right, they try to get rid of you. They wanted to shut you up. They wanted to get you out of the way because they feel like you know too much. You know what they did. They were scared that you was going to talk. Remember, we kept picking up that they was going to try to convince you to not talk, that they really want you not to say anything. They don't want you to press charges. They don't want you to talk. So I guess they realized that you're not going to be agreeing to that. And we have here murder for hire. So they try to get you out of the way. Try to get you unalived. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. Okay, we have karmic elders. So these are people in your family, and it's something regarding inheritance, like always, the inheritance, the will, assets, something. And these are karmic elders, okay? So this is someone in your family, connected to your family, that they're older than you, but they're not wiser, they're not mature. They are karmics. They make bad decisions, they never really grew up, and that's who I'm talking about here. Some type of karmic elders that are involved. Let's see. We have here a burner phone. And you have uncovered a deep level of corruption. All right. So then we have here that you are the main topic in the group chat. And it's because you're speaking the truth. So they don't like that you have uncovered a deep level of corruption and you are speaking the truth. All right. They could be on this damn burner phone, talking about this in a group chat. All right. There's a group chat, a text chat, some type of communication that they're having. This could be on some type of communication app. It don't have to be text. It could be anything. Because the first thing that just came to my mind right now is WhatsApp. So maybe somebody uses WhatsApp or Telegram. They could be using that too. I don't know. That just came to mind. But they're talking, okay? They're talking. They're scared. Let's see what comes out with this conversation. Let me pull from another deck. Let's clarify this conversation and see what's going on in the group chat. All right, what are they talking about regarding the collective, Holy Spirit? Okay, so we have here with the 8 of coins. This is them wanting to achieve something, all right? Achievement, mastery. They are committed to doing something. What's at the bottom? Oh, 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords is definitely, like it says here, entrapment. It's like going to prison. So this is the underlying energy. They're trying to... Let me see what is it that they're trying to do here, because they don't want to go to prison. The underlying energy is prison. They're scared. They don't want to get locked up. So they're committed. They want to achieve something. What is that? Oh, let's see what's this card. Okay, so 10 of Wands, laying down your burdens. Look, you see how it says delegate responsibility, prioritize, getting your priorities straight, readjust, release, reduce, laying your burdens down. I feel like I said, they want to get you out the way because you are a burden to them. You know too much. They don't want you to know what they did, and they don't want you to talk about what they did. So with delegating responsibility, that's what I'm getting in this group chat. Like they're telling someone, listen, this is how we're gonna, look how it says here, stick to the plan, sticking to it. We're gonna achieve this. We have to stay committed. You have to I don't know, is giving this murder for hire here. You know, like, you have to keep your eye on them. Check where they're going. Are they alone? You know, shit like that. Like, something about delegating responsibilities, talking about, you know, someone's job to take you out. That's what I'm getting here, because with the Eight of Swords, they don't want to go to prison. Give me one more with, let me pull from another deck. With this laying down the burden. Let's see. Pull from here. Clarify the Ten of Wands. This laying down the burden. Oh my God, you cannot make this up. You are the burden, because again, you are exposing the wicked. You're speaking the truth. You're shaming the devil, and you have uncovered a deep level of corruption. Corruption. Like, yo, you cannot make this up. It says a whistleblower, investigation, or unforeseen. You are a whistleblower. You're speaking the truth. That's what it is. You're speaking the truth. You are not staying quiet. You're making posts about it, or you are reposting my posts or other readings. Shout out to y'all. Thank you for the love and support. And these people are seeing it. You know, they're seeing that you are aware, that you are onto their games, that you have solved your own case, and it got them scared. All right. And look, behind bars. And like I said right here, Eight of Swords. They don't want to be behind bars. They're scared that you are going to expose it. So look, it says here, unforeseen event will bring hidden truths into public awareness. And right here, a public downfall. Look at that. Public and public. Okay. So this is the breaking point where denial collapses under the weight of evidence. All right. So yeah, that's it. They was in denial. They thought they was going to be able to get away with this. Yeah. Bottom of the deck, we have legal here. Something that got to do with a legal situation. All right. Them breaking the law. Okay. They know that they have done a lot of corruption, and it's being exposed now. And they know that they're going to prison. All right. So that's what they're talking about in this chat. How, you know, they can shut you up, how they could get rid of you, you know, who they're going to send to try to unalive you. Like, all of this is being talked about in the group chat, and the feds is going to see everything. That is so funny. The feds is going to see everything. So let them keep talking, honey. Let them keep talking. All right. Let's see what else. What else can we get from here, Holy Spirit? This will not end well for them. Okay, your sister-in-law, somebody's sister-in-law is involved in this. It will not end well for these people. They were hacking your accounts. This could be social media accounts. This could be bank accounts, some type of accounts, some type of apps. All right. All of these things that they did, there's a paper trail. There's digital footprints. Everything is going to be exposed. So let them do what they're doing. All right. Let them. Yeah, look, confirmation. All right. Everything is going to be exposed because they're on the investigation. All right. Let them. That's another charge right there. Or everything that they're doing is like, it's just racking up charges. Yeah, everything that they was doing plain dirty. Look at this shit. You cannot make this up. Everything they was doing plain dirty, they're just racking up charges. What else, Holy Spirit? The number 9, somebody is a Virgo or a Libra. September is significant. Somebody could be born on the 9th of any month. Life path number 9 could be significant as well. And it says here that they are fighting. Let's see why they're fighting. They're fighting amongst themselves now. Let's see why they're fighting. All right, clarify why these people are fighting, Holy Spirit. I just feel like, you know, they're fighting because nobody's able to get away with this. Nobody could come up with a master plan. So let's see. Whoa. Two of Swords in the reverse. What they was doing is being exposed. All right. The Two of Swords in the upright is somebody with a blindfold. In the reverse, the blindfold is off. Also, in the upright, there's a blindfold, so there's things that are hidden, and it also talks about stagnation. So something could have been taking a long time because something was hidden, but now somebody was looking into shit. Look, we have here phones, and it's interesting. I said they was trying to get into your accounts. I said there was a group chat. Everything that they did is in there. It's in somebody's phone. We have phones. We have a laptop. Somebody looking into it, and like I said in the reverse, they're seeing something clearly now that they wasn't able to see before. And that's going to now get the ball rolling and end stagnation. They did not want this to happen. So they're fighting. All right. They could be telling, you know, one of them, you know, why you missed this detail? You know, why you being messy? Why you being sloppy? All right. And bottom of the deck, we got the death card. So there's something about a death here that they thought was not going to be like a detail about a death. And they thought it was not going to be coming to light. And it has come to light. Give me one more with this Two of Swords reverse. Let me put that back. Well, we got cursed here. But damn, let me put that back. I didn't really get to shuffle like that. All right. Okay. Something's being revealed about something. We have reservation, desire, worth, and extravagance. They thought everything was going to be okay. What's at the bottom? Okay, so they was being greedy. Greediness, self-centered, overspending. Look at that. And we got a car here. Overspending, spending a lot of money. And look, extravagance, desire, worth. So, again, details about a death. Now we have a car. So, if it's not a car, it could be just some type of extravagance. We got a beach house here. You know, like they got some type of money. They was spending a lot of money, overspending, spending a lot of money. So, putting everything together, a death, somebody passed away. They stole the life insurance policy. They stole assets, whatever was left on the will. Like, they took this money and they was overspending, using all this money to get cars, houses, beach houses, whatever. And now the shit is coming to light. Okay, so that's what they are fighting about. That's clarifying the Two of Swords reverse. This is what they're looking into. Somebody's looking into things. They're reading things. They're researching. You know, there's evidence, basically. There's evidence that is going to put the pieces together. And that's what these people are arguing about. Okay. Anything else with this fighting, arguing? So we have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups. Let's see what's at the bottom. Something about a baby, a child. Both of these cards talk about a child here. Ace of Cups and then the Sweetheart. There's something here. You see how there's a baby here. So let's see what else about this Ace of Cups. Three of Cups. What in the world? Because it's like, are we shifting gears? We're talking about a baby now? The Ace of Cups could be a baby. It could be other things. But it's just coming out with that sweetheart card. And then the Three of Cups, like somebody... Three of Cups is somebody, they could have been celebrating, drinking, getting together. All right, give me one more, because what is this? Oh my God, give me one more on this Ace of Cups, Holy Spirit.
What?
I'm recording. Six of Swords reverse. Somebody cannot move on from a situation. And that's clarifying this Ace of Cups. So there's something going on with a child. If it's not a child, maybe it's something about a couple. And again, because Six of Swords is trying to move on. So it's like you cannot run. You see how there's a passport here. And the Six of Swords is moving on, from running from a situation. So in the reverse, you cannot move on from a situation. You cannot get away from the situation. So with the Ace of Cups, if it's not about a child, because right now I don't know why a child will be significant. The Ace of Cups is, again, something that they love. Something that they really wanted, that they desired. Something that they was wanting. Something good. So the sweetheart, it could just be two people. A couple, maybe there's a couple in your family. Because again, we have a sister-in-law here. And they have a child together. That could be what this is. They are the ones that are fighting. They are the ones that got exposed or is about to get exposed, and they're fighting because something came out about these two. All right, that's what I'm getting. This is a couple here. They could be expecting, or they have a child together, and they got together. They were celebrating with the Three of Cups, you know, celebrating the good life. They was living extravagantly, buying things with this money that they stole from you. So with the Six of Swords now in the reverse, Spirit is saying they're not going to be able to get away from this. They're not going to be able to move on from what they did. Whatever they purchased, like there's a paper trail. You know, they cannot say that it was you. You know, if they're trying to do that, like they cannot pin it on you. They cannot get away with this, basically. All right, so that's why they're fighting. All right, this is who's fighting here. This couple in your family. All right, so let's move on. Let's see. Tell me more, Holy Spirit, about public downfall. Public downfall. Okay. Trying to get your inheritance by any means. Look what we have here at the bottom. They forged your signature on documents. Okay, so this is how they got their hands on this inheritance. Okay, something that got to do with documents. They sign your signature. All right, we have here a federal informant is involved. So this is part of the public downfall. One of these people is an informant. All right, look, taken in for questioning. And somebody that works for the city or they work in the city is involved. Okay, so that's the public downfall. Whoever stole this from you, whoever forged your signature, they're going to be exposed. They're going to be taken in for questioning if they haven't already. And there's going to be a downfall here. That's going to be them going to prison, and everybody's going to see it. Tell me more. And that's what we have here, going to prison. Tell me more about this will not end well for them. Okay, we have a business owner. So somebody that's involved in this is a business owner. Tell me more. This, I don't know if you can hear my son in the background laughing, like that evil laugh. So that could be confirmation, you know, like, ha, 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 ha. Like, you know, you're getting karma. All right, you're getting karma, karmics. All right, so look. This is not going to end well for them. These are people in particular that paid a spiritualist to confuse you. All right. They told this reader to push out readings, you know, to confuse you in particular. They gave them information to throw you off. All right. And then we have here stolen trust fund. All right. So this is the person who stole the trust fund from you. Okay. Tell me more about this murder for hire investigation. Okay, is a community They're part of, wow, look at that. They're into human trafficking. Let's see what we got here. It was a bad investment, Spirit is saying. And somebody that is retired is involved in this. Okay, so with murder for hire, we have poisoned. So they poisoned your loved one. All right, for some of y'all, this murder for hire is not you that they was doing this to. They did this to your loved one, and that's how they got this. Plot twist, right? I never thought of it like that. That's what they did. They poisoned your loved one. All right, with that murder for hire, you know, maybe it's like the hitman. Maybe the hitman was hired, and it's somebody who was close to your loved one. They was close enough to poison them, to put something in their food and their drinks, to switch out a prescription of pills or something like that. Like they was close enough to do this. So that's what this murder for hire is. It wasn't for you. It's for this person that's a loved one. So that's why there's an investigation here, because that's how your loved one passed away. They did not pass away from natural causes. They passed away from them being poisoned. All right, so that they could be able to get this inheritance. That's why it says here, overdose, trying to fight, or set up. They set this loved one up, and they, you know, will overdose. That's what I'm getting. Like, not an overdose, but like they poisoned them. That's crazy. So they're under investigation for this. All right, let's see, what can we get where you have uncovered a deep level of corruption? Okay, so you uncovered a deep level of corruption with somebody that works for the government, with your in-law. So we got your sister-in-law. So this could be your sister-in-law right here. And then we have stolen assets. So this is what you have uncovered, that your in-law is connected to, again, there was a couple here, the couple right here. This could be your brother, or because we got sister-in-law, apply higher resonance for you. But they are involved in stealing these assets. We got stolen trust fund, and then, you know, inheritance, apply high resonance for you. But that's what you are uncovering, this corruption. And that's, again, right here, what, you know, them scared. They don't want you to talk because you are the whistleblower. They're scared that you are going to get them locked up because you're speaking the truth. And it is what it is. And it's bigger than you at this point. The feds is already watching their asses. All right. So they need to focus on that. All right. What can we get with hacking your accounts? They know that it's a losing battle. So they know it's a losing battle, and they started to hack your accounts. I guess they couldn't find anything. They wasn't able to do what they was trying to do with hacking your accounts. And they know that it's a losing battle now, because like I said, it's like these are more charges. Okay, these are more charges. Family forged your name. So this is somebody who's connected to your family or in your family. All right, somebody's a life path number 5. Give me more on this hacking your accounts. So that could be, again, why they was hacking your accounts too, because they forged your name. We see that they signed your signature for documents that got to do with this inheritance. So they were trying to keep tabs on you, trying to track you. Every time that I check why they did this with the hacking of the devices, we see that they try to hack your location. They wanted to know your every single move. All right. They wanted to know if you was going, you know, talking to the feds. They, you know, it was them being paranoid and trying to be 5 steps ahead of the game by doing this. All right, so this person that did this is someone who took an oath. They made a pledge, all right, a promise. This could be they're in a secret society organization. This could be a police officer or someone who works in the medical field. And we have aunt or uncle, all right? So this person that was hacking your accounts and being so dedicated to all of this shit could be your aunt or your uncle. And they could be they could be in the Masons. They could be in the Eastern Stars, okay, etc., okay? Bottom of the deck. Private investigator following the collective. So this is also the person who invested in a private investigator to follow you. So when I clarified this before, it was because they was also trying to get something to hold over your head, some type of blackmail. All right, something that they could find you in a compromising situation, and they was never going to be able to find nothing on you. All right, and then also it came out that they was having this private investigator follow you because they was trying to prove a lie. They made up a lie for this conservatorship or for a power of attorney to be able to steal from you what was left to you. They said that you was unstable, that you was incapable, you know, that you was an addict, that you was a prostitute. Like, I don't know, they just said things and they tried to see if they could match, you know, if they could find any dirt on you, or if they could get you, you know, they could find you in the street arguing with someone one day and be like, look, you see, she's crazy, he's crazy, you know, like, that's what this is, okay? Like, oh my God, these people are something else. All right, that's what that was. They was trying to get dirt on you, trying to find something, and they couldn't find anything. All right, right here, everything that they did, it was a bad investment. All right, what else can we get with this federal investigation? Federal investigation. No contact. Okay, so these are people that you do not speak to, as you should. All right, you don't speak to these people. What else? Because we have defamation of character. They was talking bad about you, again, defaming your character to the courts, you know, acting like I said, you're like, you are incapable and you're mentally unstable and all the other shit. And they could have been doing this in other places as well with the defamation of character, because it's like it's a smear campaign, you know. They could have been doing this to get you fired, you know, like it goes much deeper. All right, but what I'm getting now is that these are people you don't talk to. It says here that they did some research. Somebody did some type of research, and we have defamation of character. So they found something out. Give me one more. Okay, you could be a life path number 4. Somebody's a life path number 4. Let me get one more. Somebody's taller than 6 feet. This could be you or this person that did this research. Okay. They're experiencing legal troubles. They're going bankrupt. And they pretended to be you. All right. So these people was defaming your character. They was pretending to be you. That could be this research, you know, trying to figure out how to look like you, dress like you, all types of shit to pretend to be you in court. Okay, this could be connected to, you know, again, them stealing, you know, them forging your signature on documents. Okay, that's them doing research, looking up to see how your signature looks. All right, now these people are experiencing legal troubles and they're going bankrupt. And they're going to be dying behind bars. Okay. All right. Let me pull now some locations. All right, Holy Spirit, what locations are significant? Okay, we have here Mississippi, New Hampshire, Delaware, Connecticut, Michigan, South Dakota. Shout out to the Bronx. Okay, Bronx, New York. We have here Vermont, Virginia, and Washington. Let me get one more. All right, we have here Kansas. All right, let me get now some names. All right, Holy Spirit, what names are significant? You could see your name here, and if you do, this is giving you confirmation. There's a message here for you. If you see the karmic's name, this is letting you know they're involved. If you don't see anybody's name, that's okay. You take what resonates from this message and you leave what does not. All right. Rodney, Pepe, okay, or Pepe. Alyssa, Madison, Manuel, Manny, Emmanuel, Jerry, Montero, Allison, Smith, and Curtis. Tracy, Louis, Steve, Bryant, Ricky, Mahogany, Gabriel, Claire, Martin, Anastasia, Marshall, Marianne, Israel, Kay, Terry, Millie, Luz, Delisa, Angeline, Diaz, and Rosemary. Okay. Dean, Holly, Rhonda, Murray, Devon, Berkeley, Collins, Tammy, Sheree, Dion, Bowen, Judith, Cedric, Yvonne, Ortega, King, Burton, and Bynum. Gardner, Colleen, Sharon, Daniel, Tirado, Dukes, Leisha, Thomas, Dylan, Mathis, Armani, Padilla, Davenport, Bauer, Gail, Villa, Christian, Kia, Naomi, Mario, Jalen, Mary, Griffith, Ocampo, Marjorie, Tutu, Dan, Seven, Lay, Chanel, Drea, Riggs, and Mecca. Lewis, Tiffany, Charlotte, Chance, Jill, Lenny, Goodwin, Sparks, Kennedy, Teddy, Bree, Reed, Jolene, Nena, Santos, Nova, and Maya. Let me pull from the new name deck real quick, and then we're going to close it out. All right, Holy Spirit, what names? We got a lot of names today, y'all. All right. Jonathan, Betty, Georgia, Dee, Gina, Parks, Carol, Kim, Brandy, and Suzanne. Lily, Lorenza, Asa, Austin, Allie, Mike, Artiles, Hunter, Crystal, Ernest, and June. Kyle, Donnell, John, Nicholas, Butler, Stephen, Barbara, Jason, Carla, Muller, Macarena, Tunda, Shane. Rodney again. Okay, I remember saying Rodney earlier. Okay, Rodney, Amber, Alphonse, Brenda, Monique, Natalie, Aracelis, Georgia, Jill, Shamira, Kristen, Ambrosio. And the last one, Lynch, Leanne, Jr. or Jr., Carmisha, Cindy, Ariane, Vanel, Anderson, Ocean, Dale, Diamond, and Trevor. All right, y'all. So that's what I got here. I hope I was able to bring clarity and confirmation to whoever needed to receive this message. Spiritual court is now adjourned. Peace.